Yeah, there's this sort of strange consequence of the doctrine of sola scriptura, or maybe the application of it. This idea that you have to have a proof text to justify anything that's true. And if you can't find a verse to attach to a truth, the truth may not be true,
Hmm.
which is so completely counter to the reality of the Christian tradition, Christian history, how Christians have always thought the natural law tradition in the history of Christianity. One of my friends, Stephen Grable, has a fantastic book on natural law in the Reformed tradition. You could think about it in terms of the doctrine of creation, but there's some things that are good and true, not because there's a Bible verse for them. It's just that God created the world this way. You don't need a verse to make it true or to have it have some authority in terms of it giving guidance and direction to how we ought to live. And that's that kind of fundamentalist sort of biblicist approach to addressing questions. I think is one of the reasons why so many uh, evangelicals are so weak on ethics, because there's no Bible verse for this topic, so I don't know what to say.
Hmm.
Right? Catholics are like, okay, we're going to say this and this and this and this and this. Orthodox, like, well, the fathers say this, and all this. But evangelicals are really in captivity to a biblicism that says that I can only definitively, with authority, talk about things that are true if there's a Bible verse to them. And that limits, I think, the ways in which they can apply the scriptures to the practical issues that men face in the world. So there is no Bible verse on what to do with your retirement account,
Right.
right? There is no Bible verse on whether or not you should rent a home or buy the home. There is no Bible verse in terms of how you and your wife should negotiate the various responsibilities that you have with your children. There's no Bible verse that tells you what kind of clothes to wear when you go for the job interview. And so because of that, there's a lot of silence. There's a lot of missing content that helps people with their very, very day-to-day lives. And I think that's what men really need. That's what churches are missing. And I think in part of the reason that churches are declining with young people in general, not just young men, but in general, is because we've lost that direct connection to the practicality of what it means to be followers of God.